Hi you, King here.
Airbenders. Are they the best type of benders? Let's find out. Airbenders utilizes the wind currents all around us, and through monk teachings and training, have figured out how to flow like and become as light as air, practically flying sometimes. Though if you manage to sever your tethers to this world, you can actually learn how to fly through airbending and literally take someone's breath away. Cloud bending. Clouds are made up of water and air, which makes it easy for either of those benders to change the shape of clouds. You can use this technique to do a couple of different things. You can change the shape of the clouds or just bend the clouds for any given reason. Which through cloud bending, one could create giant words or images in the sky that can be used to signal their allies or pass messages to those far away, or even change or manipulate the weather through using the clouds to either make rain or snow.
Spiritual projection.
Spiritual projection is a specialized airbending technique that consists of projecting one's spirit out of the body to travel to another location. Through projection, an airbender is able to explore places that would otherwise be physically inaccessible, such as moving around freely underwater or to seal locations by passing through solid matter, while also being able to normally talk with other people. Furthermore, airbenders can use this technique to find individuals with whom they have a strong bond by focusing on their spiritual energy. It is a very advanced technique that requires a strong spiritual connection. And though similar, this technique is different from the astral projection created by Korra, which is an energy bending technique, and with its greatest weakness being your physical body's left vulnerable. Flight, also called weightlessness, is a complex and extremely rare skill that has only ever been demonstrated by two known airbenders, Guru Lahima and Zahir. It is referred to as the highest level of airbending, and was such a unique ability that it was believed to only exist in legends. It is achievable through a complete denouncement of all earthly desires, which results in true freedom. The principle behind flight is to become one with the wind, mimicking its freedom from limitations and inhibitions in both the physical and mental sense. Once an airbender has embraced these principles, they can fly and hover in whatever way they want for however long they want, even 40 years without ever needing to touch the ground, but they'll still be at the mercy of their surrounding environments. Like if there are tornadoes nearby, they'll be sucked into it.
I would like you to take a brief moment to please hit that like button, as it helps with the YouTube algorithm and what you can expect for Avatar 2026, SoundBenders.
SoundBenders. Now, I know a lot of you will be like, whoa, SoundBenders? That sounds awesome. What is that though? How does that come to be? Well, first I'm going to need you to like, share, subscribe, and follow. And now I'm going to tell you. In this new cyberpunky future that the creators of Avatar envisions the new Avatar taking place in, airbenders would have evolved, and a couple of them will have stepped away from the peaceful monk traditions of old, fully joining this futuristic society instead of keeping their distance, and will have implanted themselves into various groups of society in this futuristic time. And I believe SoundBending will be a new subset of airbending that will be developed by this new subset of airbenders. But of course, if y'all know your history or have read any of the Avatar books, specifically the Yang-Chen novels, then you would know that Avatar Yang-Chen utilized a form of soundbending called a sonic scream, where through screaming in secluded beaches to vent out her hidden and held in anger, she inadvertently, utilizing her airbending powers, strengthened her lungs to the point where each time she screamed, it got stronger and more powerful, to the point of parting the oceans and crushing rocks, anything that stood in the way of her bellowing sonic yell. And this is because sound is carried by air, so air can manipulate sound as well. So of course, a master airbender can not only learn to utilize this, but develop it even further. And I equate this new subset to firebenders learning how to combustion bend. and just how hard it would be to become a combustion bender, as 1 out of 100 firebenders can actually become so without dying. And just how combustion bending is used for assassination, I could see New Age airbenders who distance themselves from the path of peace and monk traditions, seeing the potential for this new destructive power as a way for them to gain strength and status. Maybe using it to become assassins themselves or high-ranking soldiers in armies. And before any of y'all say there's no way any airbender would walk down that path. And even excluding him, in the new Reckoning of Roku novels, there have been shown airbenders who utilize their airbending in assassination type ways, brutally killing their opposition. So it wouldn't really be anything new. And I'm also saying that SoundBending, to utilize sonic screams to destroy your enemies as well as crush any obstacle in your way, would just be the start of it. Since I could also see them utilizing SoundBending to protect themselves within a sound barrier, kind of acting like a force field type thing that would destroy anything that comes in contact with it. I could also see them using it to convey or deliver messages over long distances, like saying a secret message in a riddle type format and utilizing SoundBending to spread it throughout an entire city, so only that the person that the message is meant for is able to encode it. I think that would be really cool and show airbending in a new way, especially if these new cyberpunky airbenders aren't as spiritual as the traditional monk type ones. Because there could be a real conflict there with the monk type airbender staying away from SoundBending, seeing its destructive capability and temptatious power, while the new age airbenders would strive to achieve it regardless of how deadly it would be to learn it. But those are just my thoughts. If you agree, like, share, subscribe, and follow.